Hello everyone, this is Link coming at you guys with a kind of a build overview. I guess more of a build update of where my current character that I've been playing um, has gone, what I've been up to, kind of what my future plans are. I'm sure as many of you guys know, I am playing Phantasmal Cremation. I'm playing a Necromancer using the new ring, Original Sin, that I got from my no-hit Sanctum run. And yeah, I've just been kind of playing through it. I'm about to hit level 99, so I guess I've been playing kind of quite a bit. It doesn't feel like I've been playing quite that time because I do have like 3 days. It's only been like 3 days, but at the same time it's been kind of a lot. There's been a lot of idle time, but just been mapping, just trying to farm up gear and finish up some of my min-max items. I know I did a POB preview, but I finally managed to create a min-max version of it. So I've just been working towards acquiring those pieces of gear. And currently where I'm at is I'm at 4 out of 5 apothecaries. So I'm trying to get that mage split set up. And I'll be doing quite a bit of gear swaps that I'll be talking through. So first things first, let's go over how the build works and kind of what it feels like. I'll do a quick map to show. Well, I don't know if it's a quick map, but I'll do a map to show what I've been doing. Basically, my Atlas strategy in order to farm apothecaries has been using this setup where I farm strong boxes. And by using these strong boxes, the enraged strong boxes are always corrupted and rare. And then we also have two optional sextants that we can use. Magic pack size, and then usually I've been doing like Gloom Shrine or like Harbingers or Abyss. In this case, I have the unID'd ones, and I've been running them unID'd. Another good one is adding, Delirium. That's an option too. But my Alistair's tree is pretty straightforward. I block a lot of these leak mechanics so that I can just prioritize strong boxes. I'm getting shrines so I can get a faster experience. Harby so I can farm fracturing orbs. More shrines and alvas, and yeah, and I'm just farming the Exarch influence because I need the Exarch influence or orbs. Um, Phantasmal Cremation, if you guys don't know, is basically using this OP mechanic where I spawn 3 cremations and then I spam unearth on the ground to effectively explode these corpses. And it's basically a DD build. Um, So my ES looks kind of low for a hardcore build, but don't let that surprise you because my current armor is at 110k, you can see here, and 89 max res. And then we also have an Aegis setup, so we're basically like pretty much, I want to say like invincible in maps for the most part. I think the only thing that can ever kill me is a big hit, right? But big hits don't exist during the mapping stage. I think the only thing that can maybe kill me is a DD box, so I just have to be careful of that. But other than that, I'm just it's a pretty like safe like cruise. Like I don't have to worry too much about it. I'm just kind of running around and just killing stuff. Uh, yeah, so this is what I've been doing for the past 3 days, where I've been trying to farm apothecaries. I managed to farm 4 in the past, since the day I've created this. That's been doing pretty well. I think the other thing that can potentially kill me is degen, so like the burning ground. But that's usually not that big of a deal if I'm paying attention to it. And then I think meteors are kind of scary because I don't have spell suppression. And I don't know why meteors just do like so much damage. But yeah, just kind of running around. I cast my despair, my self cast despair, so I can get wither on hit. And that's just using the original sin or the balance of terror. Since we are doing chaos damage, we're converting fire into chaos damage. Getting that um, wither debuff is really huge in terms of getting extra damage. And then the nice thing about the self-cast despair is that I'm getting curse immunity as well. So a lot of flexibility in terms of which maps I can run, and it frees up a flash suffix as well. So it's pretty overall safe. I don't have to worry about like LA weakness, vulnerability, etc. The other nice thing too is that since we are a chaos build, we can ignore all reflects. The only thing we might have to be worried about is Fizz Reflect, right? And that's because our Nerf does physical damage. But for the most part, it's not that big of a deal unless you are unnerfing into like literally like 3,000 monsters at the same time. But yeah, overall, it is a little bit annoying to play for some people because it is a 2-button build. I know you're casting a nerf and then you have to pop cremation. But if you've played cremation in the past, then it's pretty much the same build. And I think it's a very, at least for me, I find it a very satisfying build to play. And I also do have mini explosions from my cluster jewel, so I get those pops every now and then too. But yeah, this map doesn't have Delirium on it because I was just trying to get unID'd corrupted maps, but this build can run Delirium 5 quite well. I mean, all by, a little bit slowly, not the fastest speed. If you wanted to run Delirium 5 maps like at super speed, then you should play like Spark or something. But I've already done that in the past, and I've wanted to min-max this build even further. So that's pretty much the reason why I'm playing this build. It's fun. There's a lot of skill ceiling to it. Or rather power ceiling to it. And then the items that I'm crafting are pretty fun too. And I'll show you guys after this map. For my Forbidden Flesh and Flame Jewels, I am using the Elemental Convergence, the Elementalists. So during the mapping, I get these huge explosions and AoE. Other things to note is that my Molten Shell is always pretty much at 10k buff due to how much armor I have while I map. I don't even need it, to be honest. Yeah, it's just nice being able to know that you can just do almost any map mod. Just kind of like head on shield charge into packs and feel relatively safe. Yeah, that's the map. That's what I've been doing to farm apothecaries. Eventually I hit one because I found quite a few doing this method. And yeah, okay. Now to showcase kind of what items I have. I have a +2 wand here, using trigger and fire damage. Some things I've noticed is that having the trigger on a 4-second cooldown is really, really bad. And the reason is that your bone offering comes up more often, which means that you're basically losing DPS every time you cast bone offering, like this. So it's gonna come up, and now see how it's proccing every 4 seconds. I think it's better to have it on an 8-second cooldown. I mean, the downside is that you'll have Purifying Flame and Punishment on a lower cooldown as well. But I think for its bosses, you probably don't need to have it always uptime. Something to, I don't know, I'm still like playing around with it, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. Gloves are just basically as much ES as possible, where we get +2 max cold res so that we can try to hit the 90% from here, from our max cold res. Belt is double ES Crusader belt with armor. It's kind of a sick belt actually. Boots are just ES with action speed and CDR recovery. The ring, we're just using the Viridius combination. And yeah, just using Aegis. So pretty straightforward. Not much has changed from the POV preview, but I do want to talk about my my future build, which is, I guess it's not my future build, but Phantasmal Cremation. Here's the min-max version. Okay, so the min-max version is a little bit different. Basically what ends up happening is that I'll be dropping the Viridius Veil, and I'll be changing it to a Hubris Circlet. I'll be moving my gems into my gloves. So basically, I crafted these pairs of gloves right here, which gives me 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's like +5 to my unnerf. So it's gonna be pretty big. Um, I'll slot that into here. Um, and then what that allows me to do is drop the Viridi's Veil, right? And the downside is that I'll lose the damage of enemies hitting you as unlucky, and then I'll also have I'll no longer have critical strike immunity. So in order to cover for that, I'm going to be trying to get more ES, and that means that I no longer have to use a magic ring like this. I can use a magic ring like this. So this ring was crafted using a very interesting technique. Basically, you search on trade for +3 socketed gems, and then you're also looking for the flat energy shield, and then you do cannot roll caster mods, and then you do a Crusader Slam. It's a pretty like good chance in order to hit T1 ES or even just a percent ES base. But yeah, even though this ring looks pretty crazy, it's not too difficult to craft. It just requires some luck. And then I'll be crafting a helmet that has double reservation so that I can make up for um, losing out on some stuff. But yeah, those are my biggest changes that I'll be making. And then clearly the other big change that I need to do is drop my belt for a Mage Blood. And Mage Blood basically allows me to run something like a Basalt or like even like a Topaz or a Sapphire Flask, depending on what content I'm doing. And you can see here my armor is currently at 250k, which is pretty solid. And then um, some other things I've changed from my old POB is that I'm no longer going to be using a triple cluster jewel setup with like elemental damage or chaos damage. What I've done on this build already is that I've created this chaos cluster jewel, which took like literally like I think like 10,000 alteration orbs, but it gives me the 10% chance to explode, which helps out with my clear. Um, I have my melding set up here, and then I'm opting to use a voices. So I need to acquire one more 3 passive voices, and what that'll allow me to do is fit in more jewel sockets. And I do want to get in grand spectrums because I want frenzy and endurance charges. Um, so that's something that I'm working towards. Also having voices means that yeah, just have more jewel sockets, and obviously the lower the passive skill, the better the voices is that the more points that you save, right? Um, Another benefit of having a helmet with like 22% mana reservation efficiency of skills is that I can drop this passive, these small clusters, because I'm running 2 of them right now, right? Um, and that means that I can add in something like a ES cluster jewel, something like this, which is kind of bonkers, but it should be doable to craft, assuming I have enough money and fractures. And you can see here how much ES this gives me. It's like 1400, you know, pretty insane. Oops, I think I took all these points out. That. Okay, perfect. I don't know why I'm also missing. Hold up. Let me reopen this. Okay, seems better. Yeah, not sure what's going on there, but yeah, you can see here that the setup looks a lot better. You know, we have 250k armor, 7.4 ES, and then we're 90% max all res, max spell block, and armor block, and then our DPS is at a solid 258 million. I know, granted, this POP is truly min max. It's using a 1 passive voices, but I just wanted to see what it looks like. One thing to note here is that we're going to be using a reduced mana cost with non-cursor effect. Um, Militant Faith to help out for mana flash or mana issues. Let's see, what else is there to look at? We added an impossible escape with Unwavering Stance so that we can get our missing +3 max res, which is something that I noticed in our POB last time, was that I wasn't using the latest melding. So I had to compensate for 3 max cold rest somewhere else, and this was where it was. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of my upgrades. So right now I'm working towards my Grand Spectrums, my Mage Blood, and then eventually I will need another Voices with 3 passives. And that should pretty much round out my build. I think overall this should be pretty strong. I think another thing I could potentially do is drop my Sanctified Relic, so that I can get something better, like something like with more damage is an option. Um, Other potential things that I am trying to play around with is the inclusion of Sniper's Mark, because I mean this just adds so much more damage. Um, Another thing I'm considering too is adding Divergent Herald of Agony, and if I can add Divergent Herald of Agony and get in a poison chance, then I can add like another like 10 million from poison, just from like this alone, right? So that's gonna be pretty big. That's something to consider as well. Like I can grab Serpentine Spell Slinger as well, um, and yeah, just things that I haven't fully sorted out yet, but these are all options that I'm looking into. And I think with this sort of setup, this should be able to do all Ubers pretty comfortably. I think the only scary one would probably be like Maven, maybe Searing Exarch with his balls. But I feel like with my ES regen being this high and I do have block and ES recovery on block, the balls shouldn't be that big of an issue. Um, but yep, that's pretty much it. I'll probably post another video once I acquire my Mage Blood and perform my gear swap. But for the most part, that's kind of where I'm at. Right. Cool. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, follow, subscribe, or leave a comment if you have any questions. And take care, guys. Bye bye.